Welcome to the Time to Practice Summer Edition. This series is meant to give you a little weekly burst of inspiration, motivation, or food for thought about music learning and music practice for young musicians each week before we restart Season 4 in September. You'll hear tips from past expert guests, listeners, and even, I hope, tips from young musicians themselves this year, and I can't wait to share them with you. Whenever you listen to this episode, whether it's in the summer or throughout the year, I hope these episodes speak to you and give you actionable advice that you can use. This episode is brought to you by my upcoming parent talk with frequent podcast guest Barbie Wong. We are giving a talk on the topic of setting your child up for a productive year in music lessons, and we're very excited to share it with those of you who can attend. You can join us on Saturday, August 15th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Pacific. It will be a 1-hour informative and supportive session that covers topics like ways to get back into your daily practice routine, what can get in our way when it comes to getting back to a practice routine in a new school year, and how you can support your child in the year ahead with their music lessons and their progress on their instrument, whatever their age. This talk will be recorded if you can't attend live, and there is both an individual rate and a studio rate for teachers who want to purchase for their whole studio to attend. Links to sign up are in the show notes and at suzukitriangle.com.
Hello, Time to Practice listeners. This is Laura Nerenberg. I'm a violin teacher and an improvisation teacher based in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. My practice tip for the summer is to take your practice outside. Now, there's nothing revolutionary about that, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to suggest it. But what I actually mean is to improvise outside. Let me elaborate. Back in the summer of 2023, I created a fully improvised concert series where I took my violin to local city parks all around the city of Ottawa, and I played fully improvised 45-minute concerts for any passersby. The point was to see if I could create music in relationship with the outdoor environment and with any audience members that decided to stick around. So in most of the cases, audience members barely stuck around for very long. What I found myself doing was listening to the birds, listening to the wind, in one case listening to the cows, and creating music in relationship with that outside environment. It really pushed me to be creative. It pushed me to listen not only to my own internal voice, but to listen to all the sounds around me and to consider them as musical conversationalists, maybe a little bit in the style of John Cage, where that revolutionary American composer of the last century created a piece of music called 4 minutes and 33 seconds, where the musician doesn't play, but simply sits or stands at their instrument, and the ambient sounds become the piece. So while I'm not talking about something so philosophically profound, I am saying that the nature sounds and the urban sounds around oneself can become our practice partners and our creativity buddies. Let me know if this is something that works for you. This can also be a total bust. You can go outside and this might not work at all. And that's one of the pleasures and one of the fun things about experimenting. We just have to realize that sometimes we try something and it doesn't work for us. But I think for many students, perhaps in a bit of a rut during the summer, maybe not taking as many lessons to provide motivation, that simply changing the location of the practice and giving the opportunity for creativity will be that little motivational boost that keeps you going. Have a great rest of your summer.
Big thank you to Laura for coming back on the podcast to share her summer practice tip. I can't wait to hear if some of you try it out. You can find and listen to her full-length interview that we recorded earlier this year in Season 3 on episode 127. I'll put a link to find that in the show notes, and I'll also add her website there where you can find her workshops, events, and how to connect with Laura through her website, lauranerenberg.com. Be sure to subscribe and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can find new episodes easily. And if you enjoyed this episode, would love you to send it to someone in your life you think would benefit from hearing it. This is a great way to spread the word, support the podcast, and help others with their music journey as well. Resources and upcoming events can always be found on my website, suzukitriangle.com. And I will look forward to being back here with you next week with another great piece of practice advice. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and take very good care.